Have you ever driven by a plain old parking lot and thought, that's just empty asphalt? But the truth is behind those parking lots, there's quiet multimillionaires stacking six-figure cash cows behind the scenes. And while they're stacking, you're thinking those are just so-called empty lots. There's no flashy buildings, there's no tenants calling, there's no leaky sinks, etc. Just cars pulling in, paying, and leaving. And the best part about this is one of the most underrated passive income real estate plays that are out there. And today I'm breaking down how investors are building wealth off these parking lots and how you can too. And by the end of this video, if you're interested in partnering with me to purchase some parking lots, let me know. I'd be down. My contact email is in my bio. All right, let's go ahead and tackle the power plays. Let's start off. What is parking lot investing? Parking lot investing is simple, but simple does not mean small. You have three main plays. The first one is own the lot directly and then sell the individual spaces. The second play is lease the land from someone else and then flip it into parking revenue. And the last play is develop unused land and then turn it into a garage or a parking lot. See, the thing about it is these income streams are very flexible. Some owners charge by the hour, and then others lock in monthly subscription fees for commuters. And you have very few owners that combine them both, but that takes strategy. But once you have those systems in place, you can step back entirely and have a third-party company run the show. But as you know, nothing's free, so they're gonna take a cut of your revenue. But at its core, parking lots are some of the purest forms of real estate. There's no kitchens, no tenants, no furniture, no mess, no headaches. Well, I'll take that back. There's going to be headaches, but at least these headaches are more controlled and less based on human interaction. But some of the most consistent demands within the real estate market is parking lots. AI cannot automate the show, and the thing is land increases its value over time. And as simple as someone just putting their car into a parking lot. That's the formula. Land plus demand equals cash flow. And when you strip it down like that, you see why the quiet millionaires are running the show. And they love this play. That's why they don't tell you about it. But I am. And this brings us to our second point, why parking lots can build you wealth. So why are millionaires secretly drawn to this power play? It's because it checks all the right boxes that real estate doesn't. First off, demand never sleeps, especially in major cities near airports, universities, stadiums, where parking is scarce. In other words, that means that demand is more than supply. And with scarce resources, people will pay. Do you ever wonder why during football games that the prices of parking lots suddenly increase? It's because they know everyone wants to park there. And people will still pay and don't even blink a second eye because everyone is doing that. And see, what separates parking lots from other real estate segments is the maintenance you have to deal with, the tenants, and then even late night emergencies. And with parking lots, your biggest stress is changing the light bulbs for the lights or repainting the parking lines. And occasionally you'll resurface the asphalt that's on the ground. But it's a very low stress way to make income in the real estate market. And see, the thing about it is once you establish a system with one parking lot, you can copy and paste for other locations too in your portfolio. And you've suddenly multiplied your income without even reinventing the wheel. That's why I tell y'all, if y'all are down for doing this, I will be down to partner with you. It's simple, it's boring, and it's quiet, but it works. And parking lots have become a real wealth building strategy. I encourage you to do some more research on it. See, the thing is unfortunately, a lot of people sleep on this passive income strategy, just like they sleep on Money Talks Media, which is a reason why you should like and subscribe to the channel, because these are not the only hidden gems that are in the passive income framework. All right, but anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Now we're gonna dig into the factors that drive profitability. Not every piece of asphalt is a gold mine, and here's why. You remember whenever I talked about supply and demand? Yeah, you must be strategic in where your parking lot is before you buy. Make sure it's near stadiums, a busy highway, universities, basically a popular area, because those will always outperform little small parking spaces right outside of town. Because when people need a spot, convenience always wins. Just put yourself in the owner's shoes for a minute. Where would you go and park? And also to add to that, it's not just where the parking lot sits. It's the way it's designed. You ever wonder why cars are parked in the grass or parked awkwardly within the space? It's because they're trying to maximize the use of the parking needs. That's why there will be some trucks on awkward hills, or you'll be right beside a car that's parked sideways while you're backed in. That's why it's important to have a designer engineer to design your layout. Because just by having 10 extra parking spaces at the same rate at the same time can literally be the difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And depending on how big your lot is, it could even be millions. And then, just like we talked about earlier, there's dynamic pricing. That just means charging more for events like football games and charging less during the week. A lot of these big dog companies use dynamic pricing within their strategy. During the week, let's say you charge $15 for the entire day. But during a game day, you'll charge $50 for the entire day. But don't underestimate visibility and access. And always remember, money buys convenience. This is how silent investors turn asphalt into massive profits. It's not magic, it's strategic positioning and smart execution. Now we're going to dig into costs as well as how to structure investments. And obviously, this is Money Talks Media, so let's talk money. Your cost range could be $10,000 for a few spaces, up to $200,000 plus for those massive commercial lots. But what do you actually pay for? The asphalt, the designing, light bulbs, signage, or even a payment kiosk. But most parking spaces partner with third parties like Park Mobile. And Park Mobile can help with payment processing, and they may partner with other third-party vendors to actually run operations. And fortunately enough, it's one of those real estate plays where set it and forget it actually works. Now, while we talk money, let's talk risk. The following are going to be the risks and challenges that you must watch out for. Premium locations can get expensive fast, and then zoning and permits can slow you down as well. The thing is, parking lots are not as liquid as stocks. You can't just sell it and then cash out within a few days. You must do a lot of research and partner with other commercial real estate people just to make the right decisions. I encourage you to not go in solo. Have an investor team that you could partner with that can go in as well. Preferably, their background should be within the commercial real estate industry, even if it's not specifically within parking lots, because those advisors/investors could actually help you make minimum mistakes. But this video is general, basic information that could help you get started. But when it comes to execution, get an investor/advisor team. And this is the perfect segue to tell you how you can get started. First off, research high demand areas. And just like we talked about earlier, near transits, arenas, or even airports, form an LLC. This is also referred to as a limited liability company. This helps you keep everything separate, all business related expenses and investments versus all personal. Once that's formed, then line up your financing and then check zones and permits. Then install signage, lighting, and even a payment system. I encourage you to use Park Mobile getting started. And then lastly, reach out to some partners that could go into your first deal with you. Because this is a tangible, real world play that doesn't require you to be a landlord. Now let's talk about ways to scale and maximize profit. Now here's where it gets fun. Add electric vehicle charging station and charge premium rates. Rent ad space on fences and walls. Basically have other company names that are placed directly on the fences and walls and then charge the company a rate. Offer event parking and surge the prices. And then lastly, reinvest the profits into additional parking lots. Now that play right there will maximize your profits. That's literally how multimillionaires build a portfolio that pays them for years, even decades. Now let's wrap up with the last point. Who should consider investing in parking lots? If you want a steady, hands-off system that pays you monthly. People who have upfront capital or is willing to raise it. And lastly, people who love tangible real estate but don't want landlord headaches. Expect your return on investment to be between 6 to 8% annually. And then with net profit margins between 30 to 40% plus in prime spots. So next time you drive past an empty lot, think, someone is making a lot of money off these spaces. Especially every time you drive past them, they're full. They're not loud about it. They don't flex on Instagram. They're just quietly building wealth. And I encourage you to do the same. And they've mastered that play as long as cars keep parking there. And that's the beauty of being a silent millionaire. But let me know in the comments, would you ever invest in parking lots? But take care, Money Talks Media fam. I'll see you in the next one.